Hey guys, Karashift here with another review. This time I'll be doing the deluxe Rare Gashat case and Proto Gekitotsu robots Gashat from Kamen Rexade. This is a special case that lets you store and carry Rare Gashat, as well as a prototype Gashat used by one of the villains in the Kamen Rexade and Ghost Hasty Generations movie. This includes the two items seen here, the Gashat case and the Rare Gashat. So, let's get started. So, starting off, we'll look at the Rare Gashat case itself. As you can see, it's this big, glossy black briefcase with 8 matte gray corner protectors, each with a molded-in kind of knob or screw. On the front you can see a sticker with the Gamer Driver software logo on it. On top you have the carrying handle, as well as the 2 clips that hold it closed, or hold shut, rather. On the back it has just a simple flat design. So, naturally, to open up, we have to lay it down on its back, and then unlock the 2 clips. And when you do that, you'll see that sprung up a bit. If we open it up, you can see it has these 2 spring-loaded tabs that push up the cover a little bit when you unlatch it. Looking at the design on the inside, we can see the tray for holding the Gashats, which consists of styrofoam and plastic, and this can hold up to 11 Rare Gashats. So it has 10 slots for normal Gashats, plus 1 specialty slot that actually goes up a little bit further, and a little bit higher up for the Dragon Knight Hunter Z Gashat, since it has a unique shape. And on the top, it has a styrofoam piece to help hold the Gashats in place. So if we bring in some Gashats, we can store them in. So we'll start by bringing in the main transformation Gashats for the riders. So, we got My Action X, Tattle Quest, Bang Bang Shooting, Boxo Bike, and Proto My Action X. Next we can bring in the level 3 Gashats. So here we have Gekitotsu robots, Do Re Mi Fa Beat, Jet Combat, Girigiri Chambara, and Shakuriki Sports. Then finally, bring in Dragon Knight Hunter Z and put that on the far right. And there we have our case with 11 Gashats stored inside. So as you can see, it stores them on their side with a very nice view that lets you see the individual names. And because they're stored facing this way, you can still activate them while they're in the case. Then when you want to store them up, you just close it down like so, and latch up, then you're ready to go. So if you've been subscribed to me for a while, or have been a fan of Kamen Rider Super Sentai for a little while, or for the past few years, then the design of the deluxe Rare Gashat case probably looks somewhat familiar, and that's because it is based on a previous design that has been reworked once before. So, here we have the 2 predecessors to this to compare. First we have the original that this is based on, which is the Astro Switch Kamen from Kamen Rider Forze. Now, as you can see, they use the same base design for the front cover, as well as the corner guards and the handle. What you'll notice though is that they're obviously quite differently sized. The Rare Gashat case being quite a bit bigger and thicker. If you look at the back, you can see that the Astro Switch Kamen has a completely different design. It actually has an intricate design on it, which can serve as a stand for action figures. Specifically, it's designed for the Forze Module Change series, where you can stand a figure here and have one of its feet peg in. You also compare the insides as well. We have this going on here for the Rare Gashat case, but for the Astro Switch Kamen, it's a little bit different. As you can see, in this case it only holds up to 8 Astro Switches, or rather up to 10. 8 in these rows and then 2 up here. And on the back we have a sticker which has the control panel for the power dizer, which was something that was used in the show, though in this case it's really just a sticker. Another big difference is the way that they're ratcheted. For the original Astro Switch Kaban, it used this little ratchet here in the center, where it had this part that would kind of click along these grooves. Unfortunately, this was a little bit weak. So, to see where it went from there, you bring in the next one, which is the Juden Brave box from Juden Sentai Kyoryuger. For this one, it's also a different size, and it's also a different main color, being primarily cast in brown instead of black. Has the same base design corner guards though, but they did add a little bit of molding to the front to make it a little bit different, and look like it's kind of briefcase with a latch right here, as well as a sticker down here for the Kyoryuger symbol. And for this one, they also had a big embossed symbol here on the back as well. But this is kind of where we get to the next step of the evolution of this kind of case, which is the ratchet system. So for this, instead switched it so that the ratchets were out on the edges of the hinges. And this is the same system that is used here for the Rider Gashat case. By comparison, it's also got a different design. And as you can see here, this can hold up to 18 Judenshi, making it the case of this type that has the most capacity. Though it's also got a much louder ratchet. That they did kind of loosen up to make it a little bit more quiet with the Rider Gashat case. Which just goes to show that Bandai, while they will repurpose some designs, they never directly copy the designs either, instead kind of repurposing the base and adapting it to fit what needs to be stored. And finally we have the include Gashat, the Proto Gekitotsu Robots Gashat. So taking a look at, and see that for this Gashat, it is all the same base color of the Gashat itself. It has the same artwork as the regular Gekitotsu Robots Gashat, but just completely in monochrome. And you can see it's the same by comparing it to the full version, or the completed version. And for this, like with the Pro Mighty Action X Gashat, on its own it just makes the name announcement. And it still makes the red light from the original. Next, of course, we can use it in the gamer driver. So, get started by activating the Gashat. And inserting it in slot 1 for the level 1 transformation. Then we'll open the handle for level 2. And you can see that it actually uses the level 3 music from the original, but it has different lyrics. And you can take it out and put it into slot 2 for the level 3 transformation. And just like with Pro Action X, being a prototype Gashat, it only has one level up sound. Rather, only one level up tune. Then, you can bring in another Gashat, like Mighty Action X.
Mighty Action X!
And use it in combination. In this case, we would create a Proto Robots Action Gamer Level 3. And this can be obtained in the Ganba Rising video game if you use this Gashat with it. Of course, that's only accessible if you live in Japan and have access to the Ganba Rising arcade game. And finally, we can show off this Gashat's Kimewaza. And since it's a Proto Gashat, like with the Pro Action X Gashat, it doesn't have a critical finish, so I'm just going to show off the critical strike. And also, like Pro Action X, it just has a simplified attack sound, and it can't activate Kaishin no Ippatsu. And there we go! Overall, this is a great set, especially for the Rider Gashat case itself. It's very sturdy and well made, it improves on the previous two designs of these types of cases. And it can store up to 11 Gashats, including Dragon 900Z. And it also stores them very nicely and securely, so it gives you a good place to store them, and it gives you a nice safe way to transport them around, say if you want to take them to a friend's house or something like that. And overall, it's just very well done and very well made. As for the include Gashat, that's more of a take or leave in my opinion. I think it's a nice incentive to buy this case, but not necessarily, doesn't really add all too much because it is a Pro Gashat and it's not really used by any of the writers in the show. So if you're going to be buying this set, you should merely be buying it for the Gasha case, not the Gashat here. But overall, this is definitely something I can highly recommend. So, next time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Yokai Bazooka. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and or comment, and subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.